Hello everyone, this is Joe, Four Soft Corners here, and for today's video I'm going to get back to something I haven't done in a little while, and that's show off some of my vintage set progress showcases. I've been doing a lot of VRs and had a whole lot of different pickups, and had my own contest I announced, so a lot of that content has been taken up the channel as opposed to these types of videos, which I did for a while. But it was a nice little break from that, but we'll get back to it today with This Is 1959 Topps. Before I get into it, I do just want to remind everyone I am doing a contest now to celebrate my 100th subscriber here on YouTube, and actually since I announced that just a couple weeks ago, I'm almost up to 140 already. So thank you to everyone new to the channel, and also everyone that's continued to support me since I started this. I really appreciate it, and thank you. So for all the rules and everything, just go back a few videos and to see the prizes and everything like that. You have until January 2nd, and basically I just want to see just want you to discuss condition issues and whether or not like what you're okay with on cards, what you're not okay with, and then just show examples of stuff that have some issues. It doesn't have to be in poor condition or anything. It can be a card that would grade like an 8, but if it's, you know, slightly off center or anything like that and you're still okay with it, just show that off. Like I said, just want to see cards that have some issues that you think that the card has but you're okay with and you still think present well. So you still have a lot of time for that, but just wanted to remind everyone. So anyway, we'll get into this. This is so this is my 1959 Topps the progress I have on this set. I did start bindering this one just because I had a decent amount of these. So I actually am just starting to right now I've just done paper checklists so far, but I'm just starting to catalog everything on TCDB right now. So I just put this set in to see where I was at, and it is a 572 card set, and I currently have 214 of the cards. While I'm talking here, I'll just start going through. So like most of my other stuff, definitely a variety of conditions. I mean, anywhere from poor to, I mean, some would probably grade 6s or 7s. But I think they all still just present well. Like I said, I have 214 of the 572, so it's just over 37% of the set I have, so still a ways to go. And don't have a ton of Hall of Famers, but you'll see I have some. I do have a couple. So I started this set, and I kind of thought this was just going to be my progression of, you know, just doing one set at a time. I started and completed the 1960 Topps set, and after I finished that, I thought, well, we'll go back 1 year and go to this set. And I actually haven't picked a whole lot of cards up for this set recently. Most of this was done probably about 2 years ago. And that's when I kind of started to, I just want to point out first here, the combo cards in this set, not as nice as 58, but still really nice. I think just the colors and everything kind of has like that circle. I mean, well, the circle is prevalent in all these cards, but the circle in the background just, and especially some of them where it's red or yellow or orange, just reminds you of the sun. But it's just really cool card, and I'll show you up close here. You can see over here, I mean, as I'm flipping them, and you can see the backs, but I like the backs of these cards. I'll actually, when I get to a Hall of Famer, I'll pull one out that's has the stats and stuff on the back, so instead of just the write-up like that was, so you can see more what the backs look like. Yeah, so it was, I kind of started working on this set, and just got a lot of like stuff in lots and at card shows and stuff where they're pretty cheap overall. So I had some pretty good progress early on in the set, and then kind of just started to stall out a little bit, and at the same time I think found some decent deals on like low grade Hall of Famers from other sets, so ended up picking those up, and then that's kind of where I got to the point where I am now, where I'm not just doing one at a time. Well, also in the meantime I started and made a lot of progress on the 53 top set, which is pretty much the only one that I'd say I'm actively like trying to pick up as much as possible from. All the other sets right now is just trying to pick them up when I find deals on them. And this card I've shown on my channel several times, but just showing it up close. The Stan Musial from the set, and then the back. So I like the backs of these. I like the red and green. I always just call it like the Christmas tree back, or Christmas back, just because of the red and green. And I mean, I like that they show like the full career stats, but then you also like someone like Musial, who had a lot of years here, has the full stats on, but you can see like on some of the others back here, then they still have the cartoons. So I kind of missed out on having the cartoons, but at the same time like having, you know, a fuller set of stats. There. There's a nice another combo card of the Cubs Clubbers with Ernie Banks in the middle there. But yeah, kind of the reason I like I said, I completed 60, and then I just thought it was kind of a natural progression just to go down 1 year and start this. But also another reason is because overall it's not, I mean, none of these sets I'll say are easy to put together, but there's two cards I like, non-Hall of Famers, but Harvey Haddix and Jim Grant there. So like I said, none of these sets are easy to put together, but compared to some of the others, this is one of my favorite cards from the set, the second year Roger Maris. But compared to some of the other sets, definitely a little bit easier, I'll say. There's only two Hall of Fame, well, yeah, I believe 2 Hall of Fame rookies. You have obviously the Bob Gibson, which is also a high number. So definitely when he passed away, I believe that was in 2020, that card really went up. So by far the biggest card in the set is that. And then there's also a Sparky Anderson, who, as of saying it, I'm fairly certain is in the Hall of Fame. I should have double checked that before I started, but so those, and the Norm Cash is also a high number of rookie cards, so they're the three biggest rookies in the set. And I believe only 3 mantle cards, so you have obviously everybody's base cards. So here's another cool combo card, the Hitter's Foes here with 3 the Dodgers, which none of them being Sandy Koufax, but Johnny Padres, Clem Levine, and Don Drysdale, and then nice Gil Hodges down here. But yeah, so you have your base cards, you have your combo cards, and then later you'll see is really cool subset cards, which I believe this is the first year besides the combo cards that there was any kind of subset. Well, besides the All-Star cards in 58. Nice Richie Ashburn there. So this set, my personal opinions on this set, when I first started collecting it, and before I maybe knew as much about the other sets or saw as much of from some of the other sets from the 50s, there's a Louis Aparicio. I definitely had very positive thoughts about this set. Here's another cool one, the NL Hidden Kings with Richie Ashburn and Willie Mays. Obviously 2 Hall of Famers, and Willie Mays is Willie Mays, but just the Hidden Kings might, I don't know, to some might seem, but I'm fairly certain, I believe Richie Ashburn was the leader in hits for all major leaguers in the 1950s. I mean, obviously, some guys, I mean, that weren't rookies until like Hank Aaron and, you know, Clemente and stuff weren't rookies till later in the decade, so didn't have as much of a shot at that. And then some guys were done before the end of the decade, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Richie Ashburn was the leader in hits for the 1950s. But yeah, saying so there's the base cards, the combo cards, which we've seen coming up. There's the Baseball Thrills subset. There's an Ernie Banks. I like this card. Obviously has some surface issues on the front there, which normally in all the things I normally accept almost any condition. I do kind of hate that there's some scuffing on his face, so I don't like that. But I mean, I don't even remember how much that card was to pick up, but I'm pretty sure it was less than $10, so. Another nice non-Hall of Famer here. There's a second-year Curt Flood card. And then the Al Kaline. So yeah, I was saying just my general thoughts. Definitely they were very positive at first on this. I like the colors, and I like the set. I mean, I still like the set. I like all these sets from the 50s. But it's definitely fallen out of favor with, I mean, 53 from the 50s is definitely my favorite. There's a Whitey Herzog. And it has since definitely, I think, fallen behind 55 and 58 for me. And probably I'd put it behind 54. And actually might be, as far as top sets, it might be towards the lowest of my favorite from the 50s. It's not anything really negative about it. It's just I like the other one so much more. Like I said, just the design with the circle kind of, to me, seems a little, like it just gets a little repetitive. There's still, like I said, still a really nice looking set. I just happen to like the other ones more. There's a Bill Mazeroski, Rocky Colavito. So like I said, it's a 572 card set. There's a nice Whitey Ford. So I do have a decent amount. I'm still missing, you know, obviously the Gibson and two of the Mantles. And the base cards like Mays and Aaron. But do have a decent amount of Hall of Famers. There's another, the Frank Robinson. I really like that card. There's a nice Larry Doby. So now we get into this subset, the Baseball Thrills, which I really, and they're all just like little artist renditions. But just in general, I'm missing one. I don't have the Hank Aaron. Should go here. But I mean, just there's a Mantle, Mays, K-Line, Duke Snyder, and then Ernie Banks and Musial, and then like I said, the Aaron I'm missing. I just really love that subset. There's the Banks and the Musial. So Johnny Padres, not a Hall of Famer, but just like his cards. So now you'll see once we hit, so starting at card 507 starts the high numbers, and then you'll see, so like I said, this is one of the, I'd say probably 3 biggest rookies in the set is the Norm Cash here, and then this is a high number. So then you'll see the high numbers start, instead of being green and red on the back, they're black and red. So it was kind of nice that it's kind of easier to tell what the high numbers were. So the handful of high numbers, definitely missing a decent amount, but so this one hole in my, well, I guess not hole, but one part of my collection I think I'm definitely lacking, and this is my only Roy Campanella card currently, the tribute card to him. So that's one probably the 2 biggest areas in my collection I feel are lacking. I definitely need to add a better Campanella, another Campanella card, playing days card, and a Ted Williams card, playing days card is definitely up there on my list. So and these are the All-Star cards, the Sporting News All-Star cards. Bill Mazeroski and Nellie Fox. And I have the Ernie Banks and Willie Mays. And then lastly, Warren Spahn. So that's my progress on the set. Like I said, definitely a lot of holes, only about 37% complete, but all in all, I mean, as far as progress goes, more than I have on a lot of other sets, besides finishing 60 and 53 set. But definitely one I'll just continue to look for some deals on if I ever see them, especially for some of the Hall of Famers I'm missing, if I can find any in low grade. But other than that, just like with all these, like I said, pretty much just pick them up when I find some deals. I appreciate everyone watching. Like I said, I already showed off my 60 set before, so the next time I do one of these, we'll be moving out of the 50s and to 61, which I also have bindered. And then that's the last one that I have a decent amount of. Going forward then through the rest of the 60s, very small number of cards for most sets, but yeah, we'll get to that eventually. So either the next showcase like this will either be 61, or I may just go through like I showed all the other sets, like set by set, besides anything that were bindered separately. So I may just show everything that I have from smaller progress sets in the 50s. Might end up showing like what it looks like in the pages, but we'll see how that goes. But for now, that's everything I have. I appreciate everybody watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you, and just remember, any card can be a great looking card, even if it has 4 soft corners. Thank you.